Episode 103. Does ChatGPT enhance learning?
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
ChatGPT is banned in some classrooms, but other classrooms are embracing it. But what does the evidence actually say about whether ChatGPT improves learning, or does it take away from students' critical thinking? Well, this is a question posed by a group of Chinese researchers who conducted 69 experiments in an attempt to come up with an answer. Hello and welcome to the AI6 podcast, where I teach you AI in just 6 minutes a day, as we all try to keep up with this tech and societal revolution. So, the 35-page paper makes for interesting reading, so students, teachers, and academics listen up. What did the research uncover? Is ChatGPT a helpful aid to students, or will it forever limit critical thinking? First, about the study and the researchers. So the 5 researchers, Ricky Deng, Weili Ying, Yu Yu, and Yuan Lu, and Sasha Lu, are associated with the Hangzhou Normal University in eastern China. It's known for its education programs and also the Chinese Education Modernization Research Institute. It plays a role in shaping forward-looking education policy, including integrating digital tools and innovations like AI in the classroom. So together, they conducted a review of 69 experimental studies on ChatGPT's impact on student learning. Most students were in the university at the time, around 85% of them. The most common subject was language education, followed by computing, health, and physics. Nearly all of the experiments took place in real classroom environments rather than isolated lab settings. And most of them used ChatGPT as a direct learning tool, where students interacted with it during lessons or as part of assignments. Now, there are some limitations of the study. Many of the experiments did not include a power analysis, meaning that the sample sizes may have been too small to yield reliable results. Some studies also failed to control for pre-existing differences between groups, which makes it harder to isolate the effect of ChatGPT itself. There is also evidence of publication bias. Positive results are more likely to be published than neutral or negative ones, which can skew the overall picture. And finally, the long-term impact remains uncertain. The review points to a possible novelty effect where initial improvements in motivation and engagement may fade over time as the excitement around using ChatGPT wears off. But what were the top-line takeaways? Performance improved significantly when students used ChatGPT. But here's the catch. We need better ways to measure it if students are actually learning versus just getting better outputs. Students felt more motivated and engaged when using ChatGPT. But again, the question is it just because it's new and exciting? Students reported better critical thinking when using ChatGPT. But of course, we need more objective ways to measure this beyond self-reporting. There was no significant impact on the students' confidence or in their own abilities. Mental effort decreased, but this could be good or bad depending on whether it helps or hinders deeper thinking. The ultimate big takeaway then, ChatGPT has a role in education. It shows some promise, but we need smarter ways to use it and to evaluate it on students' learning. The study had 4 recommendations. First, we need better assessments, ones that go beyond standardized tests to include project-based work and originality. Second, we need to study the long-term effects of ChatGPT on motivation and learning behaviour. Thirdly, researchers should use objective methods to evaluate critical thinking and problem solve. and not just student surveys. And finally, studies must be better designed with proper sample sizes and clear controls. I've linked the study in the blog post associated with this podcast over at publicsectormarketingpros.com. So the AI revolution is disrupting education just like every other sector. If you're using ChatGPT in the classroom or thinking about it, I'd love to hear your experiences. You can find me on LinkedIn or message me through the podcast website. If you want to learn more about AI, and especially in marketing, you can check out my AI Diploma for Marketers, which is now part of my Public Sector Marketing Accelerator. I'm Joanne Sweeney. This is the AI6 podcast. Stay curious, and I'll talk to you on the next show.